So today's the day I've been waiting for like 3 weeks. Finally, time to get the car tuned. I borrowed a truck from a friend and rented a trailer from U-Haul. Got it parked out front. Now it's just time to load the car up. It's kind of hard to drive it with the current tune on it because it's got the old MAF and injectors, but you know, the turbo and the new setup, and it just keeps wanting to die. So I'm gonna let it warm all the way up and then lower the ramps and stuff and see if I can't keep it alive long enough just to load up. So yeah, that's the plan and the goal for now. Alright, so here she is. She's ready to go. She's already full of all the tools and stuff that I might need for the dyno. Got extra spark plugs and fire extinguisher, things like that. And she's ready to start up, warm up, and load on the trailer. So here we go with that. Alright, open the hatch. Got to plug the battery in. Need to get a tool to tighten that. Time to see if she starts. So neutral. Haven't started it over a week. Still starts. Still idles. Well, for a while. Giving it some gas to let it warm up. Alright, so that was a huge pain, but with the help of my neighbors I did finally manage to get the car on the trailer. The problem is that it's got stock MAF and injectors. The rest of the engine really is not stock, so it's leaning out and dying because it's not getting enough fuel, and pretty much I just have to deal with that, you know, because I don't have a way to tune it until I get it to the tuner. But anyways, got it on the trailer, it's strapped down, it's ready to go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do now what I was gonna do when I got to the tuner tomorrow, which is to swap the stock injectors and MAF for the aftermarket ones. So when I get there, I can just push this thing off the trailer and it's ready for him to tune. So that's what I'm gonna work on. I do have to take off the upper manifold for it, but it's not that big a deal, and I got all afternoon to do it. So got the upper intake manifold off, and now I'm down to the lower manifold and the fuel rails. Basically, I'm gonna see if I can get the fuel rails up without disconnecting the quick connects here, but they're not as quick and easy as they seem all the time, so I'm gonna try to avoid messing with them if I can. But I'm gonna get the injectors swapped out and put everything back together, basically with the new MAF too. So here I go. Okay, got all the injectors out, no problem. Didn't have to disconnect the fuel line connects, so that's good. And now I'm just gonna pop the new ones in there and put it all back together. Alright, got all the old injectors out and all the new ones in and seated, and the rails are screwed down. Now I'm gonna hop in the car and prime it a few times and get out and check for leaks, because if I'm gonna have leaks, fuel leaks, I need to know now, not when I put everything back together. So I'm gonna check that real quick and see what she looks like. Alright, success here. I primed it multiple times and this thing is bone dry, so injectors are good, and I'm gonna put the manifold back on and then start looking at the MAF and connecting this charge pipe. So here we go. Alright, so I'm losing light, but it's okay because I'm almost done. I got the manifold back on and torqued down, and got the throttle body on, and got this little bracket on for the throttle cable. So that's all on and set. Now I just got to do the MAF, which I actually already spliced in. It just has these directions. I spliced these in to the 4 MAF wires, and then these 2 are the intake air temp wires that actually are over there stock. So a while back I went ahead and routed those over here so that this would be quick and easy. That's paying off now, so I'm getting this plug all nice and loomed up so those wires aren't hanging around everywhere. I'll wrap it up and tuck it back there someplace. And then the MAF I've already put in. So after I get the wires loomed up, I can just plug that in. And then last but not least, I need to get this situated to where this piece connects these two, and that will be it. I think we'll be 100% ready to tune. So I'm pretty excited, almost done. Should have this done before dark, so that'll be good. Okay, so this thing is officially 100% ready to be tuned. All the wires are plugged in, MAF is ready, new injectors are in, the intake is connected, everything's ready. So I want to give it one quick test start, because I don't want its first test start on the completed setup to be at the dyno and something be wrong. So I'm just going to start it long enough to hear it run and shut it back off, because it's not going to know what to do with this MAP that's not calibrated to go with these injectors. So I'm going to give it a try, make sure it starts and runs, and from there on it'll be the tuner's job. So that is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to pack all this stuff up, get things ready to go tomorrow, and yeah, should be interesting. That's good enough for me. Alright, so today's the day. Getting the truck warmed up. The car's already packed up and everything that I need. Tools and stuff are in the truck. So I'm 100% ready to go. On my way down there, I'm going to stop and pick up my buddy Alex, who's going to help me just with loading and unloading, and in case there's any problems, things like that. So yeah, kind of nervous, kind of excited, you know, because I built this and there was no one to tell me that I did it right. I could have done something wrong, and it could blow up when he takes it through the rev range. So I guess we'll see. So wish me luck.
You think you'll do it?
Yeah, man.
Here's to 4. Fast box body. All right, so we're all strapped up and ready for the dyno. Look at that turbo. That's gonna make like 1,500 wheel. I bet this dyno won't even be able to hold it.
Probably not, dude. Might blow the wheels right off the dyno.
So what were some of the issues that you guys were having to work out?
I'm a clown, and I had to take these plug wires off to put these little boots on, and I ended up getting these two swapped, and I know literally no thing about timing, so I had this wrong distributor, and then I had the mark wrong on the quad mounts, which is way down to be able to see. That's why we had to jack it up and get under it.
Sounds like a pain.
So I don't know anything about what I'm doing. That's what the issue was. Like, I thought I did. Like, this morning when I got up, I was like, man, I know something about this car. And then this guy's like, well, what about this or that or this? And I was like,
I apparently don't know anything about this car.
It has 4 wheels. It has 4 wheels. It doesn't matter.
All right, tighten it up.
Front first or back, or doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I work. cables you can stick in your exhaust.
That's the setup I had before. And the power was good, but I just needed it louder. It was like electronic. It's like electronic speaker, and you actually wire it to your your pedal.
Yeah, or there's the ones you can get off Wish, the electric service. Well, blew one of the charge pipes off.
It's like stuck. I need a flathead screwdriver.
Flathead?
Yeah.
We need a flathead screwdriver. Do you have one later on?
They're in the...
How big? Hole, so we're gonna
Up there.
improvise. We're gonna shove this in there.
Does it seem like it's gonna work?
It's gonna work. Maybe, unless. Okay.
It works too good.
Well, we owe you a screwdriver. This ain't coming out.
Okay, so unfortunately the camera died at the dyno, or the phone that I'm using to record died at the dyno, and we didn't film the end of it, and I was busy working on stuff anyways, so I'm just going to tell you guys basically what happened in a story. So we're doing pulls, doing things on the dyno, we got small problems here and there, a boost leak, a coolant leak, this and that, a vacuum leak, every kind of leak you can think of, except oil, good on oil. Anyways, got little leaks here and there, nothing big, and then we get to tuning it, and the car makes about 400 horsepower, and it won't go higher because of a misfire, which we didn't have before changing the plugs. The tuner wanted us to change the plugs, and so we did, and whenever I was pulling a couple of these wires off, the boot broke off of the clip that actually holds on to the plug on two of them, so I just fixed them with pliers, but I suspect that that, combined with the fact that these wires are hard to get on with these headers and these heads anyways, because these are GT40P heads, I suspect that some combination of something that we moved there is causing our misfire. So I'm going to get new wires that are smaller in diameter and have a 90-degree boot on this end. I think that'll be easier to get these things on. On this side it's really not too bad, but on this side, probably not going to be able to see it, but it's really snug on this side, so gonna get new wires. But in the meantime, it's got 400 horsepower and I can drive it, and that we didn't even get a boost controller and turn it up. That's another thing I need, is a good boost controller. Apparently the ones that come with these kits are junk, so I ordered a better boost controller and got to get new wires and fix the misfire. And then there was a boost leak that we were having a hard time finding, and turns out we're missing a screw. I don't know if you can see it, but that left screw right there fell out. I didn't notice until we backed off the dyno. But still, 400 horsepower with all those complications. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty impressed. And now I can drive it. And so when I take it back to him, you know, I just need to fix a couple things first, and I can actually drive the car to the dyno instead of messing with the trailer and stuff. Just because trailing a car in Fort Worth is just a nightmare.